Hey, we are back at it. It's been a week, y'all. Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome in, TJ. Good to see you.
You too, buddy. This
It's been
is.
a, it's been a long time.
It feels like, in some ways, it's been a long time, and in other ways, it feels like we're at Thursday again. But in any event, I'm excited to be here, and I'm glad to see that we've got some of our usual cast of friends jumping in here to join us, and hopefully have a really fun time tonight.
Yeah. And tonight, I'm wearing it's a Southern thing t-shirt.
I wouldn't understand what I.
No, definitely not.
Mm,
Hey,
yeah,
if you don't understand, just say it's a Southern thing. That answers about everything.
interesting. We have to start using that.
Yeah. For those who don't know, that is a YouTube channel, by the way, and website, all that. There's actually a big thing about this whole thing.
Oh
It
yeah.
started out with just YouTube shorts, and then it was YouTube videos. Now, I
Okay.
think now it's a TV show. I think now.
Huh. So it's really
So
taken off.
yeah,
That's
back
cool.
when this started, I remember like during COVID. I think. I mean, it's talking popular. Anyways, they say, hey, if if you don't make it to become a TV show, then the toy quit. But it turned around. It blew up. It was like wow. So
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, that's cool. I
and
don't know
I
much
mean,
about it. I'll have to check it out.
most of the videos or whatever the show is, yeah, it's a southern thing. So whatever it is in the South, it's stuff that we do regularly here in the South, but maybe people are not local in the South would understand it. So
Ah.
it's just interesting.
Okay. Okay. That sounds very, very unique. And
All
Jody's
right,
just
Jody, can you?
popping in here, and then she's gonna go pass out now. Sounds like she's had a long day.
Hey, Jody, go. Yeah, you deserve it. Go take a long night's sleep.
She's working hard, I'm sure. Now that she's got as part owner there of Tropical Fish Co., which if you haven't and you're looking for some fish, go check her out. And Christopher Junkin and Johnny works there, and a bunch of our
And who
friends.
is Johnny?
Johnny. Johnny can be found in chats when I'm sure he's not working, and he is one of the folks that works with Chris and Jody at Tropical Fish Co. And he's got a lot
Nice.
of experience. He comes from other places where he's done similar work and
Mm-hmm.
knows a lot about fish, and they're just all a bunch of great people.
I agree. I agree. People not from the South are weird. Whoops,
Ouch.
Nancy Bay, careful. We were talking
Oh,
about my co-host. We can't do that. That's harsh.
oh, but she then says, as are many of us from the South. So okay, yeah, that's true.
So in other words, people out here walk kind of weird.
You know what? And that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I just got a text.
I did too. Yeah, sounds like she's still at work.
Yeah,
So we may be without her again tonight.
which is kind of sad.
It is. We miss her. She was with us last week, which was super nice.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we understand it's work
Right.
and things she's got. Those obligations have to come first. So we will just be happy for the time she is able to give
Mm-hmm.
us. Sia
I
says
agree.
she likes weird and she is weird. And Steven just popped in here. He had a
Hey,
business trip, or he may still be on his business trip this
yeah.
week. He had a company, like an offsite meeting with the folks he works with. So
Mm-hmm.
hope the trip either went well or is going well, Steven.
I mean, either way, it must be if he's in here.
Yeah, I would hope so.
That's normally a good sign.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm home now. Oh, yeah. having done quite a bit of business travel in my time, those trips are usually pretty good, but I don't know if it was the same for you, but I feel like there's very little downtime. You're kind of always having to, because usually when you're together with a group of people, they do it in a fashion where it's like all day of some sort of a meeting or activity, and
Mhm.
it's constant, like it's overstimulation. So I
Right.
know it also does some business travel. She posts on Facebook some of the places she goes. She probably also understands. It's great. Like on one hand, it's really energizing, but on the other, it's when you get done, you know you worked.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's fair. That's fair, Stephen.
right.
That's fair.
Got the relationships. It's all kind of
Hmm.
like he's saying, it's a reunion. Everybody's coming
Hmm.
to see people that they've met, a bunch of times before, and you're the guy that nobody's ever met before. Yeah, I get it.
Right.
That
Stephen made new friends. Hmm.
which is
That's not
super
a bad
cool.
thing. Hmm.
Yeah.
So, Stephen, hopefully tonight's live stream will make you relaxed and unexhausted.
Hmm.
If it ain't, Stephen, let us know in the chat, and we'll see if we can change that. I said we'll see if we can change that. But I'm not gonna promise. Evening, Dennis. Good to
Hey,
see you.
Dennis.
And we got Beto
Yep.
first. Actually, Beto, according to StreamYard, Sam wasn't our first.
Yep.
Todd needed to copy my homework.
It
Uh-oh.
is true. Homework has never been my strength.
So if Sam did it wrong, that means
Hmm.
Joe's wrong too, right?
That is
It-
the unfortunate side effect of copying somebody else's homework, is that
Mhm, mhm.
you gotta pick wisely.
Right.
So we're
Hmm.
not sure how that's gonna go yet.
Right.
Hey, Holly.
Hey, Holly, welcome in. Uh, let's go back to behind the chat. I just
Okay.
wanted to catch everyone before we get too far into the live stream.
Sure, go for it.
Oh, you
See, it
mean
says
I'm supposed to go? Go
work,
ahead.
travel, prep, peopling is hard, definitely exhausting. Yeah, I agree. Again, I get a bunch of energy from it. I typically am more naturally extroverted than introverted. But still, there's only so much I think everybody can take.
Right. Right. They're the lucky ones to be in your presence, Stephen. I agree,
KJ.
KJ. Welcome in,
Yep.
KJ.
KJ is correct.
Scotty, welcome in.
Hey, Scotty.
Catching up from the beginning on double time. Hey, Scotty, I know you probably not here yet, but you ain't missing out on much.
I was going to say, it's only been less than 9 minutes, so you'll get through that in a hurry.
Entertain me? Oh, put me to sleep. Both are acceptable outcomes tonight. Okay.
We ought to be able to accomplish one of those two.
Yeah. I think putting to sleep the easier part.
Let's aim high. Let's aim
Okay.
high.
All right. Hey, Steve. Welcome in.
Hey, Steve. Good to see you all the way from Spain.
Craig. Afternoon,
Craig from Australia.
Yeah. Hey, Craig, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a coon's age. I mean, literally, it's been a coon's age.
Wow. Man, that is a
Was
very
it
long
last
time.
year? Sometime? That's when I talked with you? Wow.
And Moose is here.
Aw, Moose. Your dog ate your homework. Sorry for you, Moose. You missed out
Yeah.
on the giveaway. Yeah, I said it. There is a giveaway tonight. Only for those that did the homework. And The dog didn't eat it.
Did the dog turn it in by chance, Vibes?
Oh, I did not get an email from the dog.
You didn't? Okay. I was going to
No.
say, because I wondered if maybe that the dog conspired against Moose and decided to take the homework, pretend to eat it, and turn it in as
Right.
their own work.
I wouldn't blame him at all. I mean, it would make sense.
It would. It's a good plan, right? I mean, it's, kind of the age-old problem.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine being a dog and you're winning a prize? I mean, come on. It's a gift.
Doesn't get better than that, right?
Exactly. And if the dog wins, I might even throw in some extra treats, for the dog.
Oh, that's blatant favoritism Vibes.
I know, right?
And you're not even sorry about it.
Nope, I'm not. Welcome in, Lone Star Sunfish. Welcome in. Oh. Yeah. Oh. But
Dog did do homework.
The email.
Yeah.
And that's you sent to the wrong email. That could be. And by the way, y'all, I went and added my email to the bottom of the page.
Yep.
Welcome, y'all. Hopefully, y'all had a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Then I put email and I put it in there.
You think Moose's dog is actually trying to hand deliver the homework to you? Like is his dog Benji? Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yes. So
no, that was his dog, right?
Mm-hmm. So, Moose, when do I expect to see the dog? Because we want this to be fair. If the dog did enter, it's going to hand deliver it. I think it deserves to be on the wheel. You know what I mean?
I mean, like that's commitment right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
KJ said dogs are pretty smart. They just pretend to be dumb.
Mm-hmm. In that case, Moose, I guess I'll have to give him a special gift. But in that case, he's not going to be on the wheel tonight. In that case. Sorry for that. He'll be over here in 2 hours.
And Dee Dee's here, and she said she's sorry. She had her own assignment last week. Was that an assignment having something to do with homework for a certain 13-year-old that happens to live under your roof?
Oh. And you don't have to be sorry, Dee Dee.
No, not at all.
And Scott is caught up now. Yeah, that wasn't very long.
No, I was gonna say that was a pretty easy catch up right there.
Dude, dogs can't drive. Cut him some slack. Hey. If he shows up before the end of the live stream, he'd definitely be put in the wheel. If I hadn't done the wheel by then. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting him a lot of slack. Because his cut date was Wednesday night.
It's true.
At midnight. So
KJ says that her pigeons will be here there soon with the homework.
Nice. I'm liking people thinking outside the box and sending their pets to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
That is dedication right there.
Okay. Are we ready for some good news that I need to share?
That before the topic?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Can't wait.
So, all right, everybody. I kept Vibes in suspense on this one. He and I we pre-talk about things, but I didn't do it this week. So he is learning about it right same as you guys. So yesterday was a huge day. These are all fish keeping related stuff.
Oh.
Huge day. I think I've talked about it on the stream before. I don't really remember. but for like 6 months, I've been dealing with an illness in my Paracyprochromis tank, which is the tank that's right back here.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday was the first day in 6 months where all the fish in the aquarium are finally back to eating. They're not hiding. It's been horrendous. I have treated with 4 different types of medications because it just didn't seem like anything I was trying was working. Right, trying to keep the water clean, and the symptoms, it started out, it looked like columnaris, right? They had like the discoloration and just some of those kind of signs. So I started treating with a couple of different antibiotics there. Those symptoms seemed to go away, but they wouldn't eat, and they would try and take in food and spit it back out. And I couldn't figure it out. They didn't have any marks on their bodies anymore at that point, but they would just wither away one by one, and it was terrible. So I've lost probably half of the aquarium. Ended up losing just as I tried whatever I could to fix them. And so finally, after 4 different treatments, right? So for anybody watching this, basically, I tried to pay as much attention as I could to the symptoms. There wasn't anything really visual at some point. And so I ended up treating them with first Canaplex, but I did a bunch of research and found that columnaris has a tendency to be resistant to Canaplex. So I switched, and I bought oxytetracycline from an online source that seemed to knock that out. But I have a feeling they had something secondarily. So I treated with Icax because I thought maybe it was a little fungal. Again, I didn't see anything. It felt to me like it had to be something that was in their mouths or in their gills or something like that. And then the last thing I treated with was General Cure. Because I thought, well, it didn't seem like the other things really knocked it out. So maybe it's a parasite of some sort, even though they didn't show, again, any other signs. And I would say the other thing that I did is I followed the directions for the medicines, with the exception of in a couple of cases when it didn't seem like it was working. Before I moved on to something else, I let it dwell a little bit in the water. And that's a concept that I had first heard from, I think it's Corey from Aquarium Co-op, and he talks about that's how he does the Med Trio. He kind of lets it dwell in the water a little bit more than what the directions would say. So I did a little bit of that, and eventually, like I said, finally yesterday, after going through all of those steps, they're finally better. So it was.
So
go ahead.
Do you know what it was?
I still have no idea, right? I mean, I can only assume vibes. The last thing that I treated them with was the General Cure.
Yeah.
And that's now we've gone through that treatment. I did a water change over the weekend to kind of pull all the medicine out of the water. And within a few days, they're now fine, right? Or they seem like they're quite fine. So I tend to feel like they probably had, like I said, a couple of things, and maybe there was a parasite involved somehow. But I'm just so relieved because I just was so concerned. Yeah. I was going to have to watch them die one by one while I tried everything I could and failed. So I just wanted to share that because it was really tough. I've not had one that was that hard to identify and that hard to deal with before. Let's see. Betso asks, what was I feeding them? If you would have given them blackworms, they would have perked right up. Yeah, no. So Betso, that's I did think about that, and in fact, Alishon, so Tom, he is a local guy. And I see him oftentimes at the North Jersey Aquarium Society meetings. And I asked him at one point, I was like, Tom, I've been dealing with this for months, right? And I can't figure it out. And he thought, just like what you're saying, he thought it was the food. So he's like, give them something, something else. I tried a variety of things, and they wanted to eat. They just couldn't. They would bring it in their mouths, and then they would spit it right back out. And so I knew there was something crazy going on.
That sounds like an internal parasite.
Yeah, it's just, the weird part is, like I said, is it was one thing, then another thing, and so it kind of threw me off, because it was just really, it was tough to sort of figure out what exactly was I dealing with.
Right.
So, but I'm just so happy. What were you gonna say?
I was just say, it sounds like you're on the upward way, though.
Yeah. So tonight again, all 6 of them ate again. I really feel bad, because, like I said, I probably lost another 6 in the process. And it's just gill flukes, maybe that. Beto, that's kind of what I was starting to think. It was something like that. So that's what made me think of the general cure. Yeah. I'll never truly know, but I think most of you have probably dealt with something like that. And the struggle that I've been through, but I just wanted to share the really happy news that's associated with that.
That is happy news.
It's really good.
On that subject, happy news.
Yeah.
That's happy news too. This news I have not told TJ either.
Oh, now you have piqued my interest there, pal. Go for it.
Hey, you're the one that started it.
Yep.
My guppies. I know guppies you go a beginner fish, whatever. But I got a new strain of guppies, and they had the first batch of babies yesterday.
What kind of guppies you got?
Mystery.
Okay. There's a video forthcoming, is what you're telling me.
See,
got it.
I can't tell all the secrets.
Okay. Well, but that is super exciting, because who doesn't like having baby fish around?
Yeah. And these little, I kind of forgot how tiny these guys are, y'all. I mean, they're like a little speck.
Yeah.
Little thing.
How many do you think you have?
There's probably like 20 of them.
Oh, good. Okay, so that's a big group.
That's a group. Now, I did pull the male out and put him in a breeder box, just to make sure.
The male you pulled out. Okay. Yeah.
I just didn't want it to think that it was hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And how do you set the tank up? Do you have like a lot of plants in there, or?
There's 3 plants in there. No, actually, y'all, they're still in quarantine yet.
Oh, well, those are some happy guppies, huh?
I got them back in January, so it's been basically a month ago now.
Okay.
So they're still pretty new species to my fish room. So,
and did you get them local?
A surprise. No.
Okay.
So that was a surprise. I was not expecting it to be that quick.
No, but that's awesome. Congratulations, man. That is exciting news.
This evening, I was getting ready for the live stream. I think to myself, you know what? It comes down to it. Keeping fish. I know seeing them in a glass box is cool and all, but seeing a baby fish, it takes a whole new level. It's just something about seeing a baby fish. It's like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's lots of emotion behind it, right? From a standpoint of, you've created an environment where you're able to sustain and be a piece of producing life. That's super cool, right? And it's watching a natural thing that happens, in nature all over the place. You get to bring it into your own home. I think it's one of the great joys of keeping fish.
We can't forget the best moderator this side of Mississippi.
Hey, Zen.
Zinger, welcome in. Waiting for dinner to be done, but had a few minutes and wanted to remind everyone to hit the like. Hey, yeah, actually, y'all, since Zen said it, you got to do it. I was going to give you a slip this time, but I can't. When Zen says it, you just do it.
Yep. KJ says, seems like fish disease morphs into other illness like fungus, etc. It's a tough road. Yeah, KJ, it was. I take it so seriously, as we all do, that the fish are dependent on us for life.
Mm-hmm.
And when you cannot figure out what is going on and how to stop it, it just makes you feel awful. And so, I went to a fish store, and there was a really nice guy that works there, and he pulled out a book about fish diseases, and he was the one that gave me the idea that my antibiotic probably wasn't working. And so I started the second one that I purchased, the oxytetracycline, which, like I said, it seemed like the external signs went away. And I do think it moved into some sort of or there was multiple things affecting the fish at the same time. So, yeah. So I wanted to share that. And then Stephen asked, how's the BBA situation, the blackbeard algae situation? So, do you have other things you wanted to cover, or you want me to jump into that?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Since you're on my topic.
Awesome. So Stephen, I executed what I will call phase 2 of the plan you laid out for me over the weekend.
Ooh.
I went absolutely nuclear on the plants that had blackbeard algae on them. I cut the Anubias back drastically and got rid of anything that had any kind of blackbeard on it. There are parts of the substrate that still have little tufts that I think I just missed when I was pulling it out, but it's not really growing back. The plants seem to be growing nicely. So it looks like we're moving down a good road. I feel like it still needs a little bit of work. I have to get in there and still remove some, but the rate at which it seems to be in the aquarium isn't changing day to day. So I don't feel like it's populating new stuff. So I think it's working. I think the things that you suggested for me seem to have worked. And again, I'm super appreciative that you took the time to help me with that, because I obviously have been struggling with this for several years. And hadn't figured it out on my own. So I appreciate it. So you're ready for, so I think that's the next thing I'll do is, definitely add some more plants. I'm ready for that. Like I said, this weekend I'll go in and I'll clean out a little bit more of the blackbeard just to kind of continue to get it to go away. But I'm ready for more plants at this point. And that nice. I think should help them fight it off.
And where do you get the plants from, if I may ask?
Where do I get the plants from? So in this case, I think Stephen is going to send me some clippings that he has from his aquarium. But where do I in general get plants from? Local Fish Club is a great source for plants around here. A lot of people bring plants in and they go for a really reasonable price. In fact, the narrow-leaf Java fern, which is also back here on a rock in my Paracyprochromis tank, is beautiful. And it was a clipping somebody took from theirs that they had in their home aquarium. So anybody looking for plants and needs a source, your local fish club is a great choice.
Mm-hmm. No, and also if you are looking for plants, if you on Facebook at all, if fish clubs,
yep,
there's a lot of options as well.
Fish clubs, Yep, you can go to a local fish store.
Okay.
Certainly, they'll help you out. I think fish clubs
Mhm.
coming from hobbyists, I think you tend to get more for your money typically in that situation,
Yes.
depending on it all depends on what the plant is. It depends on how many people are there that are interested,
Mhm.
right? I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't have some expensive plants, but it is an opportunity potentially to get some pretty decent deals on plants. But don't forget your local fish stores. Um, Once the weather turns and it gets warmer, I'm sure Skip's going to start up the Aquarius auctions
Yeah.
that we do throughout the summer months, spring, summer, fall, I guess. So that's also where we get a bunch of people that bring plants to sell. So I think there's lots of good options.
So, what would you recommend the best, the top two options?
The top two options.
Yeah, to get
Um,
plants.
well, there's also another option that I want to throw out there.
Go
So
ahead.
for people that don't know, if you're a member of Steven's channel, which I am, he also does when he's got extra plant stock for his members. He does a plant a couple times a year. Again, it
Yeah.
depends on when he's got extra, but I think it's typically been maybe twice a year. Well, he will put out a thing on his community tab to tell people to put in orders for plants, and he will send. Nope. I don't do that anymore. You don't do that anymore. Oh,
That's
okay.
fair.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Her Tyler's really advertising for Steven.
Well, I was because I wanted people to understand that members get, in addition to being part of the community and to being able to see the content he puts out, he does things for the community and he does other things for the community. But that was one that, okay, he doesn't do that anymore. Put it on hiatus. It was get a bit overwhelmed. Yeah. Plus, it's like you can only grow so many darn plants, right? So
Right.
on hiatus, but again,
That's fair.
the bigger part of the message was going to be if you have the funds and you want to support someone in the community, go and become a member of Steven's channel. That part still holds true. So that's where I was kind of going with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so sources. I tend to be a fan of the local fish club. I think that's good.
Little Fish Club.
Or,
Okay.
or a fish event, right? That you want to go to,
Okay.
like Keystone Clash. I'm sure they sell them at. I'm sure they sell them at like Aquashellas when you go, right? Vibes. So I think any of those things.
Oh yeah. Hey, since you mentioned it, if you, for instance, Aquashella. Now, if there's a certain plant you're looking for, you got to get it on Saturday morning.
Early,
But
yeah.
if there's a plant that if you want any plants, and you're not picky about it, if you wait till Sunday, right for the close,
Yep.
Sunday afternoon, will be your best option to get a budget-friendly plants. Because people, sellers would rather give them away or sell them at a low price than take them home. Most of them.
Yep.
So you can get reasonable ones. If you want to start out with live plants that it is.
Yeah. And
now I'm not recommending you do that because I know the vendors don't get as much out of it. But yeah. I'm just giving you
I mean, I think you've got to remember that vendors are putting in effort, time, money, resources,
money.
right, to do that. And so Steven's comment here is, he started to feel like he was keeping plants around just for farming and not gardening the way I want to. Yeah, right. I mean, I think we have to be really understanding that when anybody is growing plants for something like that, there's a serious investment. And the fact that Steven did that for as many years as he did is really credit to how good of a guy and a supporter of the community he is.
Right.
Because he has dedicated space just to grow plants. And he was doing that in at least part was for the community, the people that were members of his channel. So, we were lucky that he wanted to do that at all, because it's not easy, right? You've got upkeep and all that kind of stuff. So I think we got to remember that anytime people are doing things like that, You know, there's effort that goes behind it, and we should be willing to recognize that. And especially when you're thinking about vendors, you got to compensate them through buying things from them.
Exactly. Hey, before we get too far in, I don't want to forget people coming in the chat.
Yep, go for it.
David Aquatics, Jose, and Rachel. Good to see y'all. Now, I do got some stuff earlier on that I started that I do want to get back
Go back to? Yeah, sorry, I've been going on here for a little while.
No, it's all good. I like it. Keep doing it. Anyways, Scotty asked Zen way back, what's for dinner? Chicken and rice. Reason I started this, it brought back memories for me. That was a popular dish that Mom used to make growing up. Chicken and rice. And I haven't thought about that in years. Actually, I haven't even had it in years. So, thanks, Zen, for bringing that up.
So that was that a childhood? That was a popular meal around your house, Vibes?
That was a popular meal.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, I didn't realize how good it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mom, again? We just had it last night. You know?
Yeah.
And now looking back, you forget how it was, kind of. But you remember the good times.
Yep.
And Foxy, hashtag Crevice. Hi, Vibes, TJ.
Foxy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everybody being here.
Amen. And Better's a Guppies, but you ain't kidding. Guppies. One today, 100 in a few months. The gift that keeps on giving. Actually, I've thought about maybe it's time for me to get back to having a big tank just full of guppies.
I have thought for a really long time, Vibes, of like a reasonably sized tank, but with like a whole bunch of like chili rasboras.
Oh yes.
Something like that. Like it doesn't have to exactly be chili rasboras, but I thought like a reasonably sized tank with chili rasboras would just be just super cool. Like a bunch of plants.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there's just something about if you had like a decent size mass of them, right? They just act differently. It looks different. That's an idea that just always marinates in my head.
Mm-hmm. Now, someone asked in the chat earlier on about this time frame. Vibes, are you gonna get rid of the? We can do all the extra guppies, If I have too many, I'll put them outside in my summer tub. Summer pop. And I'd rather have those out there than mosquito fish.
Yeah.
Because I can add other fish to the pond and not worry about the mosquito fish being brutal, being mean.
Yeah, because they're little guys, but they're pretty vicious. The mosquito fish.
They are vicious.
Yeah.
By anything else that goes in there, yeah. So if I put guppies out there. Yeah, I know. The other fish might eat them, but that's okay. Anyways, these a spiceberry fish makes one squeal, do the ga talk to the head, right? You're right. Okay, there was the one comment. I'll go ahead and bring up anyways. Now we call the fire when they get big enough. No, Steve. I mean, sort of. My calling is I'll put it in outdoor summer tubs, or I'll give it away, or sell them.
Yep,
that's so my call. I know.
You'll pull the ones out of the mutts,
right? And who knows? I might have a mosh pit like Stephen P does.
It turns out some really cool stuff. When you mix the genetics like that. Some of the colors and stuff like that are just unbelievable. So it's a cool concept.
Very cool concept. So anyways, yeah. So if you want to call it calling, that's how I call it. Now I know what Steve meant, but yeah.
And Beto and Rachel, they're putting votes in for Harlequin rasboras.
Ooh.
They're cool. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not stuck on chili raspberries, but just something like that in a tank. Just there's something about it that just kind of sticks in my mind. And Asia says she loves her chilies. They come right up to the glass and beg for food. She has them in multiple tanks. Yeah, they're neat.
186, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Would chilies be okay outside in the summer tub?
I don't know long term that they would, because you at least current winter weather you get pretty cold. I don't know that they can go that cold or not.
Mm-hmm.
They're what? They're Southeast Asian.
I think so.
Rasboras tend to, I think, come from Asia, so they hot and humid is kind of their usual, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I would not say that that'd be my first inclination, unfortunately. Definitely not up here, that's for sure.
I'm supposed to answer that, Rachel?
Yeah.
I have not done it on the live stream yet. That's what you want to know, Rachel. Now I've done my own homework too. I guess it's homework. No, yeah. Being a teacher is a homework, right? You got the work sent in. You gotta check it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that means I got homework every week, no matter if I like it or not. Huh?
It's true. You've given yourself homework, so it's okay. Steven says that the mutt guppies eventually converge to small Endler type males because they're so much faster. And I think I've seen over the years he's removed some of those Endler looking to try and influence the output of what he was getting from the genetic mix.
Which makes sense. And hey, would koi fish eat guppies?
Imagine, I mean, they're not solid herbivores, right? So I would imagine that if it's small enough to fit in their mouth, they're gone.
Or if it actually swims into the mouth open, trying that food, the guppy swims in. It probably,
Well, I mean, that's foregone conclusion right there, man. Yeah.
Yeah. That poor guppy. It took a wrong turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Severe Steve is right. The dwarf neon rainbows are pretty too.
What size group, though? Is it a large group? 300 of them? 400 of them? Like
oh, no. Like 40. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but could you imagine seeing a big tank? I mean, tank that would easily be big enough for them. Like 400 of these guys in the tank.
I can envision it in my head, not in my home. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair. But that would be pretty, though,
It would be stunning. I do not disagree, right? You could actually make it look like it's a slice of like a lake or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not in my home, but I can definitely, I think that would be cool. $400, yeah.
Is there a fish you could keep like in 100 gallon? That many?
In like 100-gallon aquarium, you could keep like 400.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. What do you think about like fleur-de-lis killifish?
Yeah.
They're little guys. Some of the Sundadanios, right? They're really little guys. You know, the ones that kind of barely get 3/4 of an inch type deal.
Right.
12 to 15 rainbows and a
Basically-
55 would look great. Yeah.
Hey, Steven, here's the question: why would you go? Okay, I got this little smaller, but why not? The 55 is there advantage of 55 versus the other dimension like 75, 60 breeder, 90.
Yeah, that's where my head goes, right? I would go with the. But I could see him saying that because it's accessible, right? Like a 55 is.
55s are. I don't know about in your area, but in my area, 55s you can find by every street corner. Okay,
Right.
maybe that's an exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying.
And they're not
People get
gargantuan size-wise, right? So
Right.
I could see that. But you're right. If I was going 55, I would look towards 60 breeder, 75, or a 90 first. But
Right.
But yeah,
Because you
no,
got an extra. Okay, sorry.
yeah. I don't necessarily like 55s per. Yeah. That's kind of the minimum. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You need the 4-foot tank, right? I think for most of the rainbows that get bigger, not the neons, not the little dwarfs, but yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
I'm just trying to see, and also wouldn't like the other footprint be a little easier to escape or no?
The other than a 55.
Right.
Well, probably. I mean, it's because the 55 is only a foot front to back. So you'd have more. You would have more. I think even a 40 breeder has a better footprint escape than a 55, just because it's.
Oh yeah.
Right. So yeah, I would say like a 60 breeder, a 75, a 90.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still have 55 laying around. Yeah, I used to have a whole stack of them. The first couple of them I sold, like pennies, and then the last couple, or then I gave away on a whole pile of them. Then the one that people didn't want, I just trashed them.
Yeah, I have never in my life owned a 55.
Good. I don't start now.
Nope, I have never. When I was a kid, the first aquarium we got was a 58.
Mm-hmm.
Made by Oceanic, right? It was a nice tank.
Oh wow!
In fact, my 3rd grade best friend took it when my parents moved from New York, and he's got it set up now in his basement for his young sons. So the tank lives on, and they've set it up as a community tank, and I see it when I go to visit. So it's nice that a tank that started my love affair with fish is now kind of influencing the next generation. It's pretty cool. Steve says 400 green neons in 100 maybe, or CPDs or ember tetras. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, you know what? Better yet, instead of Vibes doing it all, let someone in the chat willing to step up and do it. And send your footage to Bob's Aquatics to my email. That way, that might be a bonus point. Who knows? We might need to talk about this. Ella, I'm going. Welcome in. It's been about a week since I seen you last. For those who don't know, since I have up on screen, she was my guest last Saturday night. For those who wondered. And Maj, you want grabbing her channel, dropping it in the chat. Everybody, go there and just double check while talking about it, that you're subscribed. She became a good friend of mine.
That's a beautiful goldfish on her logo.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she has some very beautiful goldfish in her tanks.
Yeah, it was last Saturday, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It is 9 o'clock.
Oh.
Should we jump into the topic, or yeah?
Do we have time? the topic.
Yeah, I
How do
think
you
we
feel?
can. I
Okay.
think we can get it because we'll do what 45 minutes and then finish up with the homework giveaway. Is
Yeah, that sounds good.
that good?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay. Do you know where your bacteria lives? And
mhm.
my aunt TJ is the one that brought it up.
Do you think you know Vibes?
I always thought I did, but I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong.
Okay.
Now,
So,
why is? Oh, hold on. Sorry about
no,
that.
we keep going.
Um, there we go. StreamYard did a new thing for the banners. You can put it on a timer.
Oh. Okay.
Like 10
So it went
seconds, 20
away because
seconds,
the timer
so
ran
on.
out.
Right. And I
Got
had
it.
to go actually turn the timer off.
Okay.
For delete. I was like, no, I just put it up there. Now why is it disappearing? Like, ah.
Because it's got a timer. Ah, I see. They're getting tricky on us.
Yeah. So okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So Beto says bacteria lives in his armpits. Beto, that's a serious condition. I would get that checked out there, sir.
Actually, I mean, technically, that'd be a
It's
good
actually
thing, no?
it's actually probably true, right? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
naturally occurring. Yeah. I'm just picking on Beto.
Yeah.
So, what brought this topic on, huh? Yeah, Moose is also correct.
Yeah, Moose, you're right. You're right. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, what brought this topic on was I shared with you last weekend. I did what some would feel is the absolute unthinkable.
Get out of bed.
What's that?
Getting out of bed in the morning.
Getting out of bed? No, no.
That was unthinkable.
That was not it. That was not it. No, no. On the weekend, I do like a little sleep in time, so I can understand where you went with that, but no.
Okay.
I replaced all of my filter media in my Hang On Back filter.
Did you say all?
All of it.
Uh-oh.
Every last bit of the media that was in my Hang On Back on one of my aquariums was replaced. It was far too coarse, and I ended up having to rig it up with, I tried different types of like filter floss and things like that, and it just was, it just was not to my liking. When I had done it, for whatever reason, I cut the sponge that I was using into like 3 equal, like stacked pieces,
Right.
and that never quite fit right. And I was like, you know what? I had found a better, slightly more fine filter sponge that I had bought and used in another aquarium, was working really well. And I was like, that's the better option. I'm just going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really made me kind of think, because a lot of the stuff you hear is, that's where your bacteria lives and you're going to crash your cycle. I had a pretty good idea that it was going to be fine. And, the long and the short of it is that it was fine. But I wanted to do a little bit of research, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Ella says, as long as you have substrate, it's probably okay. She is doing very good foreshadowing of what I have learned in some of the research that I did this week to kind of educate myself, because I was incredibly curious. And so, I sort of, I wanted to just talk a little bit about kind of different elements of this. So kind of like first what I did, right? So I replaced all of the media, and I've explained the reasons why I did that. Right. But for anybody who maybe watches this that's new, when you do that, you are definitely impacting in some way your bacteria colony. And when we think about bacteria, what we're talking about in this case is the nitrifying bacteria.
Right.
Right. So this is what we consider, you'll hear people call beneficial bacteria. It's the bacteria that is responsible for our nitrogen cycle. So when we talk about is your aquarium cycled, it's this bacteria that is responsible for making that happen. And what we mean by the nitrogen cycle is fish and decaying plants and decaying leftover fish food. They all produce ammonia. And so what we need to do, ammonia is really toxic to our fish. We need to somehow deal with that. And this nitrifying bacteria helps us with that, right? So there is different types of bacteria, and they're able to take the ammonia and turn it into nitrite, right? Which is a slightly less toxic type of compound than the ammonia. And then there is another type of bacteria that turns the nitrite into nitrate. And there are even some bacteria that happen in some environments, and we've had some fish keepers that have talked about it, that will actually then consume the nitrate and start to reduce the nitrate levels in your aquarium. Your plants will also typically do that, right?
Yes.
But that's the bacteria we're talking about. So again, in case there's people that watch this that are newer to the hobby, most of the people that are with us here every week, they're deep in the hobby. I'm not telling them anything they don't know, but I felt like it was important to say that.
No, that is important. That's good. I appreciate it.
Right. And so then I looked at, okay, let's talk about what are the characteristics of the nitrifying bacteria. And I think it's true about more than just nitrifying bacteria, but that's what I'm really focused on for this discussion, because what I was facing, right, is taking out and removing all of the filter media for brand new media. You are pulling bacteria out of the aquarium, out of the overall ecosystem you've got going on there. And it could create a problem, right? So that's what I was kind of looking for, making sure that I understood, the parameters, and we didn't have any issues. Again, we didn't. There was no spikes, no issues. I didn't have to do any extra water changes. It was fine. And I'll explain to you what I did in order to try and help that be that way. Right. But the bacteria are considered, they're kind of, when we think about like their traits, they are surface attached organisms, right? So they're organisms that attach themselves to various surfaces, including your filter media, but also all over, just like Sevilla Steve says, rocks, decorations, plants, right? They're attaching themselves to all of those types of surfaces. I think, yeah, so Ella says aerobic. They are what we consider to be obligate aerobes. Yeah. And that means that they require oxygen for cellular respiration, and they can't produce energy without oxygen. So they require oxygen to be able to live. They are biofilm forming, right? So we often talk about biofilm being on all sorts of different surfaces. We talk about baby fish can eat biofilm. Adult fish can eat biofilm too, but we talk about shrimp that eat biofilm, right? I think Beto put in the chat, yeah, Bacter AE, right, which is a thing that you put in an aquarium used for shrimp and I'm sure other creatures as well. It's meant to create, yeah, right. It's meant to create that bacterial biofilm. So they will naturally form a biofilm when they're in the aquarium, and they also don't thrive. They exist to some level, but they don't thrive floating in the open water.
True.
So that's right. So that's what we're talking about from a bacterial perspective. And everything I'm talking about tonight came from two sources. I think you guys know by now, I like to cite my sources and I like to do the research. And so I found two papers that I thought were really interesting in kind of breaking this down a little bit and kind of defining a little bit better about where we find bacteria and a little bit about, sort of the process and the description that I just gave you. And so the first paper was done by McKnight and Neufeld in 2024. It's Comomox nitrospira among dominant ammonia oxidizers within aquarium biofilter microbial communities. So again, these titles are very complicated. They're technical papers. And the other one is a paper from last year, 2025, by McKnight, Neufeld, Sablach, and Graham. And it's microbial community succession of home aquarium biofilters associated with early establishment of Comomox nitrospira, which is a type of bacteria. And what they did is they did studies on actual aquariums. That last paper, they did 12 weeks where they studied freshwater aquariums to try and understand where bacteria was growing, how it developed as the aquarium was establishing itself, and things like that. So anybody who wants to, Steven says no character limit on those titles, definitely not. And Rachel says it's catchy. It's absolutely. These titles were I had to read them a couple times before I could actually write them down here in my notebook.
Yes, David.
Yeah, David, right? It's it does it had I not gone through and looked through the article, I'd have no idea what it meant. But apparently, scientific journals, apparently this is what we're dealing with. Right. So so it I used those as kind of a basis, and they both kind of said very similar things. So what did I do? Right. Here I am. I knew I took out all the filter media. I knew that is a risk. How big of a risk? I wasn't obviously that concerned. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
But it is a risk. So for anybody that for whatever reason decides that you need to do something similar, which I don't, especially for new folks, I don't advocate you mess around with it too much unless you absolutely have to. But, obviously I did it. It can be done. The words of caution I would give you is I didn't scrub my glass. Right? I didn't go deep cleaning. I didn't remove any of the decorations or plants or anything like that and scrub them down. Right? I left all of that stuff in place. This week, I only fed 2 days out of the week. So 2 days basically out of 5 to try and, I want to make sure they were fed, but at the same time, I wanted to limit a little bit of the waste they were going to produce. So I dropped back in the feedings, and then I tested the water. So, first line of defense is always look at the fish, see what they're doing. They acted perfectly fine. And didn't show any signs, but I still tested the water. There was no spikes, no nothing like that. Right. So I would say certainly to use those things as cautious measures if, again, you're in a situation where you're trying to do the same thing. And the bonus is that now that I've got better media in there, it's the water is crystal clear.
Awesome.
Whereas before, I would either have a situation where the filter was shooting water out the like the side flow, like it's got like the little overflow spout, because it was clogging up with the filter floss I had to use, or if I didn't have filter floss, it was passing stuff through the actual filter. So neither was getting totally clean water like I see in all my other aquariums.
Yeah, it was still having that aquarium dust.
Right. Yeah. Little particles floating in the water, and it was not as nice as it could have been.
So what I'm hearing, you're telling Vibes you need to cut it out, get out of this clown, and get to work, huh?
Why you have filter dust, or you have aquarium dust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I recommend it highly. I recommend it highly, Vibes.
Hey, before we move on, though, what's the benefit of removing the aquarium dust?
I mean, I cannot say in the probably 5 years that this aquarium has been up, I cannot say that it did anything negatively for the fish. Like, they're still living, right? Great lives. Again, most of them have been in there since the beginning, so they're quite old at this juncture. What is the benefit in my mind is the fact that it just makes it look aesthetically much more beautiful.
It takes it to the next level of, we call it, clarity.
Yeah, and they start to look like they're kind of floating in air as opposed to swimming in water.
Does this tank have any bubbles, air stone, or
No.
sponge filter? Oh, okay.
No sponge filter. Nope, just the hang on back.
Okay. Because I know that's probably affecting this aquarium right here. You're talking about this
the 90?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been debating trying to see if I could get to that crystal clarity. Since this is a display tank, after all.
It's a beautiful tank, right? And your frontosas are gorgeous.
But I guess y'all can't really see it, but there's a quantum dust in there. That's bad. Anyways, there are 2 air stones, which you see the bubbles.
So you have actual dust and not just bubbles vibes?
Well, you have a good point. That might, the little specks might be just air bubbles.
Right. That's what I'm wondering, because the one is quite fine, right? Is that the air stone that's quite a very fine bubble mist?
Yeah, the one is. The other one's a little bit bigger bubbles.
Yeah.
So, and I got power heads in there, 2 of them.
Yeah.
And the canister and the hang on back. So
yeah,
the air bubbles are definitely getting pushed around a lot.
Yep. You've got a canister and a hang on back and a sponge?
No, just air stones.
No, just air stones. But how do you have the hang on back set up? Do you have it set up like as a polisher or?
Yeah.
And what's your media in there currently?
The hang on back, it's a Tidal brand, whatever. There's sponge filters. There's some biological media of some sort. I don't even remember what I put in there. And then some polyfill.
Oh, okay. So you do have some polyfill. I'm wondering, what if you replace it all with like a polyfill?
I could do that. But is there a way I could remove the air stones and be happy?
I mean, if you've got a power head and a canister and a hang on back.
Yeah.
In my mind, this is just me speaking, and there's lots of opinions, and we've got room for all of them for this discussion, right? I don't know that you need the air stones. Now, granted, let me also say I don't keep fish as big as you have, so maybe you have learned that you do. But I would really be surprised with all of that water movement that you actually need all of that going on.
Yeah, because see, it's only been like the past 6 months that I've actually had air stones in the tank. Before,
and what made you do that, Vibes?
I saw the fish doing this at the mouth.
And we've talked about that before.
Right. And since I had the air stones, I have not seen that.
Yeah. Huh. It's just so doesn't it surprise you, because you've got a canister, which typically canisters move a ton of water.
Right, exactly.
And a power head. And a hang on back.
2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's really surprising.
Because your fish should not be doing that unless if they're eating, you know.
Agreed.
So, was it clear before the air stones? Yeah, not 100%. No, it was still a little bit hazy. So that's why I was thinking maybe it is aquarium dust, but maybe the bubbles are making it worse.
I mean, there's a way to check it out, is just pull those out at least temporarily.
Right.
And just see what you find, right? If it is dust, then I would say, I would maybe change that hang on back to just be a polisher.
That's a good point. Good point. I can do that.
right? Because again, you've got plenty of filter. Is it an FX6 on that thing?
Yeah.
So you got a giant
Yeah.
filter on the 90. So I would think,
Mhm.
yeah, you could do a test. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then again, I thought about adding another FX6 to it as well. Or is that overkill?
Well, so general consensus is you can't really overfilter your water. Is it
Right.
overkill for a 90? Probably. I mean, that's a heck of a lot of media in an FX6, and they tend to
Right.
flow a heck of a lot of water. I mean, it won't hurt anything. And if you had two FX6s and two wave makers and a hang on back, and you don't have enough
Uh-huh.
flow, then
Huh. Ah.
something
So,
is,
uh, uh,
yeah.
time to clean the filter. Ooh. Did,
Mm.
did, did you just call me out? Is that what I'm hearing? No, that is an interesting idea. I will look into that, into the canister.
And
Um,
Steven says if you have air stones, they don't have to be on the bottom. It's the surface agitation is all that you care about. So you could raise them
right.
up.
Ooh. So that way there won't be as much bubbles in the water.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a good point, Stephen. I like this
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
Because right now, the way the air stones, right? So they're right to the bottom of the tank, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
so I think I'd experiment with it a little bit and just see if you took them out or stop or just turn them off,
Right,
does does the dust effect, does it go away?
right.
If it
Because
doesn't, then yes, you do have something going
the
on. I think
yeah.
Ella even says maybe it's I think it was Ella who said sand, maybe
Oh
particles
yeah.
swimming around.
Uh, but I'd be surprised if it's sand though, because I got a regonite in the bottom of the tank, a substrate, and that's basically a crushed coral, so it's heavy.
Yeah, that's what I have in my African tanks, and
Right.
yeah,
So
I have a hard time feeling it would be as easy to blow around as like play sand or something like
right.
that. Like that
Yeah.
stuff blows everywhere, right?
Mhm.
So use polyfill. You just need to keep an eye on it and pull the dirty pieces of it. Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
true.
So that's
Otherwise,
what
yeah.
was going on, right? Is I was having the polyfill that I was putting in there was getting clogged up, and it was yeah. Then every stuff was coming out the side of the little overflow chute. So that's part of what made me say it's time to change the media altogether. Yeah, I mean I think there's a point of like diminishing returns,
Right.
right? So I think yes, in general, as a filter becomes like that works as like an air filter on a car. As an air filter on a
Mhm.
car gets dirtier, it will start to collect more of the particles. Sure, absolutely. But there is a point at which it's become so clogged that you're just robbing your engine of air.
Right. Right.
Right. So same concept I would say
Mhm.
applies here.
Right. Okay. So
So
that means I need to get after it. Maybe this weekend. Maybe tomorrow night during the ladies' night live stream, huh?
okay. Yeah, that's
Oh
good. And
no,
then you
no,
could talk
no.
about it on your stream. No?
It depends on what. Hey, what time is that live stream? By the way, y'all. Is it 8:30 tomorrow night?
Yes, I think that's 8:30 my time, I think. Let me take a look.
7:30. Okay. And Zen Jen just dropped it in the chat.
Did she?
Did-
8:30 my time tomorrow night.
And how long is it going to be?
I don't know. Doesn't she usually go? Well, she normally goes what, an hour and stops at 9:30 when Steven and Jenna start up, but they're not going this week.
Right.
Um,
So is it going to be
so
like 2
maybe
hours?
Maybe. I don't know. Dee Dee's here. She'll tell you what she's planning. Or maybe she won't. Or maybe she won't tell you because she wants to keep you guessing vibes.
That's true. In
Which
my opinion,
is cool.
go for another hour or two. That'd be okay with me because it'll give me extra time to do my maintenance.
There you go. Zen says 7:30 your time, which is right. Yeah, it's 8:30 my time tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. So I guess. Oops! In that scenario, I might just stay in bed tomorrow.
Oh boy,
I know, right?
That took an ugly turn.
Because I mean, some people say it's a coincidence, but bad luck. You know what I mean? Friday 13th.
You'll be fine. You're tough.
Anyway,
You're tough. You'll be fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moose says he really enjoyed the discussion on bacteria. He says I'm a great presenter. Thanks, Moose. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I hope people do enjoy these because even though it takes some work and some effort during the week, I really enjoy bringing these types of topics. I think that it makes really interesting discussions for Vibes, myself, and Mariah, or whoever's with us on a particular week. So yeah, I keep the feedback coming. If there's topics you don't enjoy, I also want to hear that as well, because my goal is that we make this exciting for everybody. So
right.
Yeah, go ahead.
After that question you asked, this is some of my questions I put in my phone. I know I'm not as old school as I should be. I am living in the new age.
You are. Anyway. I'm the one that's behind. I got the usual. I got the notebook.
I got two. I got
both.
Yeah.
Look at that. You're fancy.
This is a little more. It's like riding on stone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, my question was, after you asked, do you know where your bacteria lives?
Mm-hmm.
My question was, where is the biggest filter in your aquarium?
The biggest filter in your aquarium. So let's define that a little bit differently, right?
Go ahead.
Where is the biggest biological filter? Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you asked that question. And guys, we didn't actually plan that out, but this was kind of the last section that I had written out here is what does the research say? So basically the research says that filters, your actual filter, is in fact the primary habitat for the nitrifying bacteria.
Okay.
Followed closely by biofilms on all the surfaces in your aquariums. Much less common is the free-floating cells in the water. They do exist, but not nearly to what the others are. Basically, the ratio it said is that your filter has between 50 and 80% of your population of bacteria.
Oh, wow.
Your substrate, right? So I think it was Ella. Yep, she says substrate. Zen said substrate.
Yep.
Your substrate has between 10 and 30% of your bacterial colony.
Okay.
Your decorations, other equipment like your heaters or like the filter, like the intakes, those have between SpongeBob, right? The Diver Man, the pirate ship, the little treasure chest or the clam, all of those things, they have between 5 and 15% of the bacterial colony. Your water column has less than or equal to 5%.
Oh, wow.
So much less. So they said you could do a 100% water change, and it's very likely that it has no impact.
That's interesting. But
not that it won't have any impact, but quite minimal, one that you won't really notice unless you start to attack these other areas as well.
Right. Now, how much water change?
Yep.
Will the perimeter swing that much then, or no?
Will your
It can.
parameters swing that much? I mean, it can for sure.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it will,
Mm-hmm.
but it can, right?
Right.
So there are people in the chat that are far more smart in this topic than I am, and I know that they'll jump in here and help me. But
Jump in and
if
bite
you've
us.
got,
What?
wait, what'd you say?
I said, don't jump in and bite us.
No, no, they'll provide their educated perspective. But if you've got a situation where your water source, right? Say you've got a situation where it's low on hardness. You can see where you need to have some level of hardness in the water to keep your parameters more stable,
Mm-hmm.
right? Otherwise, you could
Right.
see changes as you add. If you did like a 90% water change,
Right.
you theoretically could swing them if you didn't have things like the hardness in the water.
Right.
If you had, maybe it was a situation where, like, I think there's been times where people will put water like in a bucket and let it sort of sit there for a day, and the parameter changes. Right? What's in the aquarium is going to be whatever that changed parameter would be.
Right.
If you totally change it out or change 90% of it out, you're going to put it to whatever comes out of the tap, which could be different.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, can it have an impact? Sure. I don't know that. For me, it's not a factor, right? For me, it stays quite stable. Probably for the majority of people, it would also stay stable. But I would, yeah, I would check it just to make sure so that you understand what the impact would be, but the likelihood is low. Low pH or low hardness in your tank compared to tap could be an issue. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah. So like in my African tanks, that's a great example, Ella. I keep the same aragonite, the crushed coral. It buffers the water up higher than what the tap is. If I replace all the water, the crushed coral releases very slowly over time, right? That's the whole goal, is it keeps it very kind of steady. If you replace all or most of the water, it's going to come in at whatever that tap is, and you're not going to see the releasing of the minerals in the crushed coral quick enough to kind of counteract it. Not really a problem when you're doing 50, 60, 80% water change. Yeah. So again, it'll change it. Will it change it to a harmful level? I don't know that that's true. You'd have to see your own individual situation to see how much of a swing it would make. I am a fan of trying to keep it consistent, as much as is possible, right? And none of my aquariums are so different from what comes out of the tap that it creates a problem if I do a 50 to 80% water change. Right. But that doesn't mean that's everybody's experience. So for anybody who's new here, who's watching, I caution you on doing things like that. Go into it, to figure out what the impact is going to be before you just blindly do it. Don't just listen to me or anybody else that says, yeah, just go do it, until you really understand what you're signing up for, because there could be danger. Unlikely, but it's possible.
Is there a bigger danger on a new setup versus a seasoned setup?
With what we're talking about tonight? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Vibes, right? So, I think a big part of the success that I also had was the fact that the tank had been established for 5-ish years. So that colony, those biofilms that they produce, they were there, right? They were there long time, well established. The aquarium hadn't had any crashes, right? So it's not like that had been restarted. That definitely, if the aquarium was brand new and you'd only had it set up for a short time period and then you pulled out all the media, there is a possibility, right? Because the majority of you could crash it, right? So you do have to be really, really careful. And again, I think you can get away with it, right? If you do some of those other things that I did to be cautious, right? Don't be
Right.
changing out all your media, scrubbing all your glass, taking out all your rocks and scrubbing them in a bucket. You got to kind of pick and choose how you do this in a way to limit your risk, lower your feeding, right? Watch your fish, do some water tests in those early days. If you need to do water changes, do them, right? You've got to be smart about this, but
Right.
it did work.
But cleaning everything, that's how we used to do it though.
I know, man. We've talked about that so many times. We were those fish had a hard life, and they survived in spite of us.
Right. So you had to wonder if the fish of today would have been through those same situations. They probably wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, I don't know, right? I mean, I think there's definitely an opinion out there that says that fish aren't as tough as they were back then. In some
I've heard
species,
that.
it's probably more true than others, but I have no data that I
Right.
personally have had that tells me that. I've had great success with most of the things. Any of the issues that I've had have been kind of flukes, right? I
Right.
mean, I'm sure I've done something to kind of contribute to the fish getting stressed and sick and that kind of a thing. But I don't attribute it to them being weak, because I feel like they've lived for an incredibly long period of time. Even the tank I was talking about here that I finally, after 6 months, cured, I think something happened that was imperceptible to me that stressed them out and caused them to be afflicted with these things. I didn't introduce anything new to the aquarium. It wasn't something like that. It's something that had to develop in that system that had been up for a number of years. So
Right.
I don't know.
And when you did that, did you add any chemical to your aquarium at all?
When I changed the filter media out,
Yeah.
I did not. I saw Sevilla Steve says we didn't speak of bacterial inoculants also. So live nitrifying bacteria. I didn't use them. I have used one of those products exactly once in my fish keeping career. I think it was successful. So it is a product that I do think has a place in the hobby, based on my own experience with it. It did help with a new cycle in an aquarium and getting things started much quicker than I had ever expected. That is something that I would say also, if you're going to do something like that, it's not a bad idea to have on hand some beneficial bacteria in a bottle, right? The nitrifying bacteria, right? And use it as an extra measure of caution. That's one of those things that I think you have to assess the risk and decide sort of how far down that path you want to go. It was not something that I did. Again, though, the aquarium's been up for a very long period of time, and I was quite confident that there was lots of bacteria on rocks and plants and substrate and all that. You've got to decide for yourself. Do you feel like your aquarium's set up like that, or are you better off having that on hand and using it prophylactically? You're not going to hurt anything.
Because there ain't a thing of too much bacteria.
Well, I don't think that's actually true. I think, I think you can get to a place where, and it depends on the type of bacteria, because there are so many different varieties, but I think, right, I think you can get to a place where you can have, an overabundance of bacteria. And depending on, again, the type that they are, they can cause issues with your fish. But the nitrifying bacteria, I would agree, they're only going to grow to the size that your ammonia source allows.
True.
Right? So even if you put a bunch in there, they're only going to survive for as long as you've got a food source for them. And then it's easy enough, I think, at that point, you do a water change, start with fresh water, and if there was any issues from the bacteria not having a food source and dying, if that was a thing, I'm not saying that it is, but if it was a thing, then a water change would take care of it. Just a big water change.
Right. Oh, wow.
And we are 20 minutes
Out.
of. Yeah. So thanks. Thanks for walking down that path with me. I just thought it
Wow.
was an interesting thing, and I just became very curious as to sort of how what actually happened when I changed that filter out. And so that's why I wanted to just kind of look around.
That, actually, TJ, that was an interesting path that you took us down. Actually, I even encourage you, not just on a panel, but also you in chat. You don't have to be on a topic or not a topic. You don't have to be on a panel or in the chat to look into a topic. Do your own research about it.
Yeah.
Because you can go down certain paths that are amazing. So some of this knowledge we heard tonight, most of it, most of us know most of it, right? There's a few things that I learned tonight.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to refresh what we know.
No, and it also I also enjoy the back and forth banter, right? People have different experiences, people have different opinions, and I want to hear them all. I don't, I don't come into this ever. I hope people understand. I don't come into this ever feeling like I have all the answers or that I am 100% certain in everything I'm saying, because that's definitely not the case. I speak from the experiences that I have, and then I try to understand them by doing some research into understanding what happened behind the scenes. But no, I want to hear the opinions, and I want to learn from others, right? We've got some very experienced people here that join us every week, and I think we can all teach each other different things, right? And so if I can pick up one or two things from someone in the chat that counters what I've said or adds to what I've said, we've all benefited in my mind. Right. So that's why I really love these types of topics.
One more question, quick.
Yeah.
Does leaf litter, mulch, dead plants help with beneficial bacteria?
So leaf litter will give them a surface to grow on. Right. Yes. Mulch can give them a food source, right? So we talk about the biofilms and things like that, and so as it breaks down, I'm sure it can give them a food source. And what else did you say?
Dead plants.
Yeah, well, they create ammonia, right, as they decay, right. And so they'll feed, so they will grow your Mm-hmm.
So if you have a particular mulch, is that a good thing, or is there a negative to that?
I mean, I don't find it to be a negative. I think it's got a lot of purposes, including I think it's a good food source for things that baby fish or small fish would eat. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's not a bad thing. I do think, like anything, moderation is key.
Yeah.
I don't know. I assume that there is a point at which it could become a problem. Mm-hmm. I don't pretend to know what that is, right? But in general, I think it's more beneficial than not, right?
One way I could see that it could be a potential negative is it's too much, where the fish or anything in the tank moves and it turns into a tank of soup.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything in moderation. Ellis says dead plants create ammonia. Yep. I think mulch could be bad if you already have a highly stocked tank or a higher pH.
And why would that be?
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, they again, like TJ say, everything in moderation.
Yeah. I think what I'm taking from that, right, is that it could be a bad thing because you've got a highly stocked tank is going to put out a lot of waste. Mm-hmm. And so if the mulch is breaking down and it's putting out waste, I could see them kind of multiplying on each other.
Yes. Which negative, one negative would be you have to do more maintenance on the aquarium.
Yeah.
Or you-
Ellis says, I've heard that higher pH creates a more toxic environment regarding ammonia. I think it's technically, again, guys, keep me honest here. I think it's technically the reverse. I think it's that a lower pH, right? They talk about this in black water setups. Lower pH, like in those below 6s,
Right.
ammonia becomes at some point non-toxic.
Yeah.
As does, I believe, it becomes an environment where harmful bacteria can't survive. And so fish that come from those environments, and then we put them in our aquariums, they can still live in a higher pH, but then they become susceptible because they become more susceptible because they don't have the natural resistance that a fish that was in a higher pH natural environment would have. I believe I've said that correctly, but again, please tell me if I'm wrong. Excess fish waste can create anaerobic zones that can produce toxic waste. Okay, yep. And Steven says, yep, lower pH makes ammonia less toxic. Yes, less toxic in low pH, but it's the opposite. And yeah, for sure, right? Kind of comparing against each other, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
You know, ammonia certainly is going to be more toxic at higher levels.
Right. We only got like 10 minutes left, so I think we need to wrap
Go
this up,
for it.
y'all. We need
Yep.
to get this homework done. And while we're doing this homework, y'all, I decided instead of me bringing up the homework every week, like last week, so Steve suggested the homework. This week, someone in the chat could give us homework while I do this whale thing.
Cool.
And the entries, quick. Betta splendens, coolies, wild pencil fish, common pleco, and fish and chips.
Ooh.
Sorry, I not put the whale.
No, I need to see who my choices are here.
Can you see it? Okay.
I got it now. Yep, looks good.
So who entered that?
Ooh, I'm gonna go. Betta splendens, coolies, wild pencil fish, common plecos, and fish and chips. Ooh, I'm stuck between two.
Okay, which two?
Sevilla Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And I somehow feel like Rachel.
Okay, it's Rachel. Yeah.
The fish and chips sounded like Rachel to me.
Yeah.
Because she's got a great sense of humor, and so I knew she would probably throw it in there just for fun. Right. But I was thrown off by the common pleco threw me off.
Right.
The wild pencil fish threw me off. I didn't know she had those. But
the fish and chips, like I told you earlier backstage, someone thinking outside the box. I like that.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, she's got that's just I can sense her sense of humor in that. So
right. Balloon, belly rams, discus, autosynclus, fantastical fish, and pea puffers.
Oh, that's Ella.
That's Ella, you said?
I think it's Ella.
Yep.
Fancy gold, fancy goldfish.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I get what you're getting. Yep. Neon tetras, panacories, angelfish. What's that? I don't know that word. And
Praecox rainbow fish. The praecox are the dwarf. The little. Oh, what the heck are they? The neons, not the dwarf ones, but like the ones that have like the males have the red tails, the females have the yellow tails.
Okay, yeah.
I forget what their common name is, but I think isn't that what it's called? Is a neon rainbow?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. And who did that one?
Ooh, okay. So we've already identified Steve. We've already identified Rachel.
No.
Oh wait, no, we identified Ella and Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Can I have a look at the second list and pick between
Yeah.
David and Severe Steve?
Discus, Arsenalus, Scottfish, Neotetrus, CBDs.
This one is Severe Steve because he just bred glass cats.
Yeah.
So that means David is the other one.
Yep. And they were all great entries, y'all. And you know, yeah, can you keep all your fish together in the tank?
Can you?
Yeah. And will they thrive?
I'm not going to say that they won't, but it wouldn't be my natural inclination to do such.
But this is cool though. These are all hard to keep alive for over 6 months. Wow.
Mm. Moose said that he guessed Bootsy 2 from the Coolie Loaches. Yeah, I didn't think about the Coolie Loaches. I went straight to the fish and chips,
Oh.
and I was like, that's got Rachel written all over it.
Yep. Yeah, it does. That was cool, Rachel. Thank you for that. Thanks for all y'all entering. Anyways, let's go ahead and get the wheel on. And like I said in past, you gotta be here to win,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta participate. Do your homework. The cutoff date is Wednesday night at midnight, my time. And what other requirements were there? Oh, you gotta email me your address.
After you win, right?
Right.
Yep.
All right.
Let's see who's going to win.
Hey, good luck, y'all.
Oh, David's Aquatics. Congratulations.
David, are you here? Yeah.
Christine's here.
Hey, Christine, welcome in.
David, you didn't leave us, did you?
Hope not. David, Aquatics, you still here yet? I'm gonna start the timer.
Cheryl joined us. She said she should have done her homework. Her list have probably been easy to tell whose it was. David's here.
Okay.
He's there.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So now we got to see what David has won.
Yeah. Secret net.
Dude, did you rig this thing?
Yeah, I did.
That's two
No, I
secret
did not, y'all.
nets in a row.
I did not rig it. Sorry. No.
I know
So,
you didn't. I'm just
David-
yanking your chain. That's just
Hey,
too
you
funny.
know what?
Two nets
I
in a
know.
row.
That just means that eventually the
Mhm.
nets are not going to be available anymore.
That's true. You don't have an infinite supply, correct?
Correct.
Rachel just says, that's okay, because now her and David are going to be net twinsies.
Ooh. I'm
Nice.
going to remove this.
Yep.
And yeah, these nuts are amazing, y'all. I think, you know what? I think the last, I got one, two more. But I think the one I'm going to keep. That way I can do my own testing with it.
David said
No,
it's
this
a
is
good
brand
net
new,
the
y'all.
wheel knows.
Who needs nets when you have hands and patience?
Mm.
Okay.
Steve said, so these are the net results. Yes.
Very funny, Steve. That was good. That was good. I'm going to put it. And David, yeah, go ahead and email me your address so I can send it out Actually, I prefer if you send it your address now. That way, I can send it out on Saturday or tomorrow, depends on how the day goes.
Cool.
And
Congratulations, David. That was super cool. And
Yeah.
thanks to everybody who participated by handing in their homework. That was fun. I'm quite enjoying having the opportunity to guess whose homework is whose.
I figured you would.
Yeah, it's fun. We didn't plan on doing that, but we just started
No,
doing it, and I quite like it.
Yeah. So, did someone in the chat put homework in next week?
I didn't see it. No.
You got any suggestions?
Oh boy.
Or do I need to think of something quick?
Do you have anything that you saved up?
Let's check my notes quick.
Oh, David did. Favorite tank size.
I like that. Favorite tank size and
why?
And why?
Yep.
I'm gonna put that in my notepad because I feel like these are a little more something that needs to be written down. That way, you can't say that Vibes wouldn't change it on his phone. Hey,
very good.
If I write it down, it's permanent.
Yep.
Or more or less. Favorite
tank size and why?
And why? And like Rachel did this past time, she thought outside the box, something humorous. Hey, I actually enjoyed that.
Oh, we've got a suggestion that we can use for the next one. Zen says, can we do the ugliest fish species? She has some thoughts. I think she's taken some shots here at some folks.
The ugliest fish species.
Yep.
I put that down as well. Hold on. Where is it at?
Uh-oh. Okay, so now Zen came up with that, and Foxy has taken notice, and not in a kind way.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So we have a bit of a. I think that yeah. So.
The other fish species. And also, you know what? I actually like this idea. The why question.
Oh yeah, we want to know why you say something.
Right.
It's important to know. That's the magic behind it. We want to know what your opinion is.
Right, because hey, Vibes Aquatics would love to learn why. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Rachel said also the cutest fish species. I like it.
Hey, I don't mind being weeks in advance. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, this is helpful.
Because you know what? That makes it a lot easier on me as well.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are writing this down as well, y'all could be doing studying ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. Dee Dee says even Foxy can rear an ugly head just when you didn't think it was possible. She's a delightful human being, but I think if you mess with her or any of her aquatic babies or otherwise, I think she can take care of herself just fine. Then Zen is feeling brave because there is a serious landmass between Texas and Wisconsin.
Yeah, but Zen did make it to the Clash. Just saying.
She did make it to the Clash. Yeah.
So in that case, anybody come to Texas too. I mean, just saying.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So I think if Dee Dee says Foxy, I think she called your bluff.
So yeah, a quick shout out, to Swell Steve.
Yep.
David Aquatics, Aqua, and Rachel for doing your homework last week. Thank you for that. So this coming week, homework needs to be sent in to my email runningfj@gmail.com by Wednesday at midnight, my time.
Your time.
I recommend doing it now.
Central Standard Time in the United States. Yep.
If you don't worry about being cut off, being on the wheel, do it.
Mhm.
Do it now, or after live stream. Better yet. And the homework is favorite tank size and why.
Yep.
And hey, if you want to share a story behind it, go ahead. You might get bonus points for that.
Absolutely. Sevilla Steve says, Buenas noches, guys. Thanks for the stream. And Steve, it's like 4 a.m. where you are in Spain, something like that. So Buenos dias. And happy Friday, which my Spanish is lousy. I apologize.
All right. Quick side note. Next Thursday, if you're between California and Texas, it'll be a Ring of Fire. It will hit San Antonio like around 10 in the morning on next Tuesday. Basically, the moon will cover the sun.
Ah.
And that's what the thumbnail was tonight, y'all, for those who wondered.
Interesting. So Steven says he posts a reminder. He might remember to do his homework. Foxy says happy Valentine's Day early. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody tomorrow.
Happy Valentine's. Actually, not tomorrow. Saturday. No?
It is Saturday.
Yeah.
You're right.
14th.
She's 2 days ahead. I got a day ahead in my.
You're good.
Yep.
So Steven, when do you want me to put it on my page?
Monday.
Okay. So TJ, you might want to remind me about that.
Can I text you right now?
No,
Sunday.
That kind of defeats the purpose.
I'll remind you Sunday. Cheryl wants to know what to put in the subject line. Put Thursday night live stream number 110.
Yeah. Thank you, Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl! We here all night?
Not all night. She came in before I was announcing it while you were doing the giveaway.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Cheryl. My bad.
Dee Dee said it's Galentine's tomorrow. Yes, which that's why she's doing a ladies' night. Well, I don't know if that's why she's doing a ladies' night, but it's very appropriate.
Yeah, it's very fitting.
Yep. Then Steven said Monday's good for a reminder, so let's go with that.
Okay. Yeah. And I'll need to see what other items are available for giveaways. And hey, tonight's live stream, I guess, is called now. Those watching replay, I guess tonight's is sponsored. CChem sponsored it tonight.
Thank you, CChem.
Yeah, CChem is awesome. I made some good friends over there with CChem.
Cool.
And Lord willing, I should be able to see them either before. I doubt it. It'll probably be May for I see anyone in person. Anyways, before we head out, y'all, I do appreciate TJ putting up for my craziness every week. Prayers for Mariah that she has a great weekend. And shout out to all my members, subscribers, lurkers, moderators, co-hosts. Anyways, before we leave, TJ, what you got for us?
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Really enjoyed this topic. I enjoyed the Thursday nights. Thanks, Vibes, for continuing to have me up here. I really enjoy having the opportunity to hang with you for a couple hours on a Thursday night, and we'll see y'all next week.
Aww. That's sweet. Lily loves water bottle vibes. Thank you. Now, thank you, Foxy, for doing your homework the other week. That's sweet. Anyways, thanks, TJ, again. Until later, y'all, have a wonderful Friday, great weekend, good Valentine's. Until next time, stay safe. Be positive, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.